Historians stated that they have new evidences that the first mass belongs to Butuan City. The mass was ended in Mazawa, a place in Butuan now called Masao. It pointed out that the one important evidence is the Yale Codex, which according to Magellan scholar is more impressive than the Ambrosiana Codex.
The first-hand eyewitness were Antonio Pigafetta, 1523, was the chronicler of Magellan during his voyage, and Antonio de Herrera Tordesillas, 1601, was a chronicler, historian, and reader of the Spanish Golden Age. There is also a Filipino historian, Sonia Zaide, in which he has also identified Masao or Masawa in Butuan as the location of the first Christian Mass according to the document written by Pigafetta.
On Easter Sunday, 31st of March 1521, a small island port named Mazawa hosted the first Christian Mass. The two eyewitnesses, Antonio Pigafetta and Antonio de Herrera y Tordesillas, are original written accounts of this event. It was written during the Mass as what Pigafetta has stated in the line, on Sunday, the last day of March, and feast of Easter. The captain sent the chaplain ashore early to say Mass.
The Masawa is a term found only in Butuan. This is one of the significant that the first Mass was held in Masao, Butuan. Many historians claim that the Masawa and Masawa are the same place, but the Philippines archipelago contradicts this idea due to its distance from each other. The Masawa Island is located at the southern Leyte and is 112 kilometers away from Masao, Butuan City.
Pieces of evidence. Diary of Magellan's chronicler Antonio Pigafetta. The document by Pigafetta mentioned that the two kings, the Raja of Mazawa and Raja of Butuan, used a ship to travel to attend the Mass and is called the Balanghay, in which Butuan City is abundant of its relics. Limasawa has no trace of archaeological relics or Balanghay tradition. The distance of Homonhon to Masao is 25 leagues away, or 138 kilometers, according to Pigafetta's account. Homonhon is the first landing place of Ferdinand Magellan's expedition. Elcano expedition is the first documented and confirmed celebration of Mass in the country. According to Antonio Pigafetta, the first Mass was held on an island called Mazawa. The first Mass was held during the Eastern of the year. In 1976, there was a Balanghay boat that was dug up by the people in Butuan City. It was believed to be used as a transportation of the first local worshippers to the Catholic religion, making it as an evidence that the first Mass was held in Masao.
Early on Easter Sunday morning, March 31, 1521, Magellan sent some men ashore to prepare a suitable place. Some 50 men, including Magellan, followed, dressed in their Sunday best. 6 muskets fired as they stepped ashore and were greeted by Chiefs Kulambo and Siawi. The two were brothers, the former being Chief of Butuan and Calaghan. In solemn procession led by Magellan, flanked by the two chiefs, all proceeded to the appointed site. The chiefs were sprinkled with musk or holy water, and the Mass began. Said by Chaplain Father Pedro de Villarama, Kulambo, Siawi, and their followers observed Mass alongside the Spanish. At the elevation, artillery of the 3 ships simultaneously fired. It was pageantry designed to impress the natives who were described as also venerating the cross, with the caveat that Enrique de Malaca, the translator, probably could not explain how bread and wine were transferred to flesh and blood. After Mass, the crowd was treated to a fencing exhibition. In the afternoon, a cross was carried and placed at the summit of the highest nearby mountain.
Antonio Pigafetta, chronicler of the Magellan expedition, identified the place as Mazawa. Early accounts, mainly by friars relying on available writings and on tradition, reported the first Mass as being held in Butuan, Agusan del Norte, specifically on an island called Masao. The 1734 Murillo Velarde map, for example, indicates the first land sighting as Surigao, from where the expedition headed north to Dinagat and Limasawa, then south to Butuan, back north to Limasawa, from where they sailed along the west coast of Leyte, the Camotes Islands, and down to Sugbo and Mactan. In 1872, a marker was raised in Agusan at the place where the first Mass was then believed to have been held. With changes in place names and in the course of the Agusan River, the marker's location is now in the town of Magallanes, across the river from Butuan City.